All right, Mishi. A blessed evening to you and the viewers from right across the globe. And we're saying to you guys, this is the grand finale, something that you've been yearning for after the action in the last 7 weeks.
Yes, it's something we've certainly been building up towards. And if anything, these players, these top four, have certainly brought us all the fireworks that we've been looking for this season. So these two matches in the lead up to the final do promise to be somewhat of a humdinger.
Yes, a big evening in store, yeah. Also had an opportunity to invite the former world champion in the form of Wetse Morake to come and follow the action here tonight, grace us with some presence here, and that can inspire the players to play at optimum as well, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Wetsy indeed. So Nikki having the first break, but the end-off not exactly the way he wanted to start.
Look at it. Incredible how it missed all these other balls that were spreading right through the table.
Yeah, he definitely had a good amount of power on that break. Perhaps a little bit unfortunate to end up in that side pocket. And it's Ketan that'll have a first crack at this frame.
All right. As we start this action here, Mishi is going to take you through tonight's prize pot so that you guys get to know, what the prize pot is for tonight.
Alright, so it's all for our first place, our eventual winner for this evening. They will receive a nice check of 10,000 Rand. Second place, 4,000 Rand. And then the semi-finalists will also each be receiving 2,000 Rand.
Yes, we're coming to you live from Billiard Cafe in Rivonia. Remember that there's a Billiard Cafe 2.0 in Rand Park Ridge, which Mishi had the pleasure of visiting, just over the past weekend. You can tell us a lot more about the venue.
It's an amazing new venue. I've actually visited twice already. Even simple things like the decor, the setup are just so impressive, and they've already had their first league night within a week of opening their doors. So it promises to be one of the most popular clubs in Joburg.
And just a reminder to those watching, one of the differences tonight is we're going to be using a 30-second shot clock, unlike in the league format where it was a 45-second shot clock. Yeah.
Indeed, and also just to mention that they still get that one extension of 15 seconds in each frame.
There is an extension of 15 seconds, guys, and let's hope that Ketan brings it to the fore. He slightly overran there, yeah.
So getting position on that last red that is presently snookered on, it's going to be a little bit tricky. The pace of this table much faster than what he's used to. He played league here last night, so he's used to playing on the other billiards tables. So having to adjust the pace is something he's got to get right quite quickly today.
Yes. Mishi, take us through, the profile of the player on the table now. That is Ketan. Tell us a little bit more about him,
So as we've already mentioned, Ketan we landed up being fourth in the league. And it's an interesting statistic because he only lost one match the whole season. And he had one draw, and all these other matches won convincingly. But the reason he ended up in fourth position is he simply didn't get enough frames or enough points on the board with the matches that he did have. So even saying that, he has 6 break finishes, so let's see if he can improve that statistic tonight. I'm sure he will.
All right, so the man sponsored by Florida Dance Cafe, he's got a 57% frame count win, and he's bringing a very high ratio into this match. All right, now on to the player on the table now. Nico, tell us about him, Mishi.
Nikki needs very little introduction. He's well known in the South African queuing community. He has an impressive 7 break and dishes so far. He's won 55% of his frames. In terms of his win-loss ratio, he's managed to get 5 wins and 2 losses, and is thus a very deserving player in that number 1 spot presently.
And quite impressively, he seems to be the player that has had more of an easier adaptation to the conditions.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think it's just because of his prowess, and he's such an attacking player that he's really not afraid to run out of position a little bit. He seems to be able just to manufacture a plan in every single frame, virtually, that he plays.
All right. This is the Super Pro League, the playoff stage, sponsored by Sombani Group of Companies. So let's tell you a bit about the SPL information pack. Whether you are a player or a venue owner, visit superproleague.com to see how you can join the SPL in Season 3. And if you are a player, don't forget, once you are in the SPL, you are eligible to play in our parallel 10K knockout series.
Yeah, great league to get involved in. I've been singing its praises from the beginning. So please, if you're interested, get your club involved. We really want to see this grow on so many different platforms and levels, and it really does improve your own queuing and your own match fitness as well.
Yes, and let's take this moment to also thank some of the guys who are doing their bit in terms of developing the game. Guys like Lisa Sisler, Mali, Paddy Prince Charles, as well like Henrik Hossemund, all the way in the Western Cape, going the extra mile to woo in, the young players into the sport.
Yeah, especially in Lisa's case, I want to just mention, there's a saying that goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And I must say that Soweto in particular, and I'm sure in the Western Cape, I've just had less experience in the Western Cape, but I've seen it firsthand in Soweto. He and the likes of Beatrice as well, they really do take those kids and they mentor them in such an emphatic way. It just inspires them to become great queuists themselves, and inspires them to just be successful in so many Lisa, many of the other players as well, just give up so much of their own resources and time.
Yes, let's have a relook at the break there. He almost went
in off again.
And again, Michi, and how important is it for a player that is all attacking like Nico to get the right break?
Oh, obviously it's so important. You don't want to be slowing the match down. You don't want to have to be playing too many safeties that go against your style and then perhaps upset your rhythm. So he's just going to get that break right. I mean, he almost in off there as well. But as you saw, he quickly settled himself in that first frame and managed to take control of it.
Yes, and sometimes it gets so difficult to play against an all-attacking player, Mitch, because,
there's just no
they're
fear.
keeping your adrenaline pumping all the time.
And that fear of making one mistake and then it's game over always sits in the back of your mind and prevents you from enforcing your own strategies. So,
yes.
I mean, Keaton, of all players, has great experience dealing with that type of player as well. So I don't think it'll bother him terribly. But Nicky, as I said, nothing is safe. He will make a way.
Yeah, I do hope that he gets it together because his reading of the game, it's very, very much immaculate. But however, his downfall in the last couple of weeks has been the inaccurate measurement of, the pace.
Yeah, I mean, Keaton has been struggling. You saw it in the first frame as well. Been struggling a little bit with that pace, switching between tables, especially if you haven't put enough table time on this particular table. It just means that you have to really adapt and really focus in a short frame of time.
All right, let's take you through the Season 2 League prize pot. I mean, in first place was Nico. He took home 10,000 rand. Nsobo was second, took home 8,000 rand. Llewellyn in third place, bagged home 6,000 rand, and Ketten in fourth place won 3,000 rand. Let's make mention of Ketten now that he's on the table. The man was lying in second place ahead of the final week, and all he needed to do was beat this very opponent here.
No, of course, and as I said, I'm sure in some small manner it may be weighing at the back of his mind as well. But as you said, he has his strategy.
He's looking very navy, as you've seen from, this clock here. The brilliant view brought to you by Q Sport Africa Media, your number one broadcaster of Q Sport, in the continent and beyond.
I don't know if nervy is how he feels, but he's definitely taking a bit of time to find his rhythm. So the quicker he settles and sticks to his game plan, the better it will be for him.
Yes, and Nico is just that one player who isn't scared of the big shots.
No, absolutely not. So he's not worried if you leave him slightly snookered or he runs out of a little bit of position. He knows that he
Yes.
can make a plan. He knows it's much like watching, as I've said before, like a Sean Chipperfield. He
He's
knows he can make a plan
nicknamed Fearless Michi.
for good
Yeah.
reason.
So now, yeah, he needs to be able to attack the front yellow in order to be able to get himself into some decent position. Unlucky
He
there.
forced that shot a little bit. He could have perhaps used a bit of sides
Top
to
spin and back. Yeah.
come off one of the cushions. There's a number of
Exactly.
ways you can go about doing it. But he chose nonetheless to play bottom, forced the shot a little bit. Maybe a wry smile there. Maybe an outside chance that he's given the frame away.
It's that moment now, Michi, where we need to be able to touch base with our followers and viewers. That is on, start with those on Facebook first.
Yes, we can already see Batwing, who's been following us for quite some time. So good evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your kind words. And then my dear friend Sonskane, Sonia Pretorius, thanks so much as always for supporting this and for following us. Thanks again for, the inspiration that you are in the field of Q Sport.
Let's do hope that Kitten will get it right and start attacking right away here now. And we've got Chadwin Nichols, my teammate, with the Young Guns. And good evening, Chadwin, and all those following. We've got Franklin Jägers all the way from Tshwane also watching the action here tonight. Guys, what's your view of the action here tonight? Who do you fancy to go through to the final? Tell
Yeah.
us. Let's communicate, guys.
Well, based on the miss on the black, right now Kitten doesn't look like the favorite. Those are absolutely must-make pots. in
And we've got
situations
Red
like this.
Superstar watching from Devon, Good evening, Red Superstar. And it's that moment where we venture into our followers that on YouTube. All right. All right, guys. Let's get to see and follow those that are on YouTube, as to what their comments are about tonight's action. We've just seen Nico grabbing the second frame.
Yeah, he really did steal that frame away from Kitten. Kitten had every opportunity there after the unforced error from Nico. So Kitten will need to settle himself once again.
All right, Daniel was saying the shot clock on the TV was showing 30 seconds. I think we've asked the technical team will be attending to that and get it into the 30-second mark. And Tremaine Naidu say, go, Kitten! And after positive feedback that we've got for people looking for SPL divisions coming to your area from season 3, what's up Edward Hall on 067 355 2909 for an SPL information pack. Can I repeat that number again? That is Edward on 067 355 2909. Let's get to hear from Michi.
So Kitten now has a really good opportunity to just get a bit more of a foothold in this match. The Reds are sitting so nice and open. Just got to make sure he gets pinpoint accuracy on his position. Every shot, every opportunity counts, and that's an uncharacteristic miss from Kitten indeed. So, Nikki back to the table. And I fear to say that it does look like, he's been handed this frame on a platter once more. So not the ideal start from Kitten at all. Right, one good pot to make. Position won't be too difficult if he just rolls this one red in. You can see on our screen here, just we'd like to acknowledge our various sponsors, so Nux Creative, among others as well. So thanks very much for your investment. So, Ketan been led back to the table after that fairly straightforward pot into the center.
All right, Meshi, we getting to that point now where Ketan needs to be able to come up with a recovery plan here.
Yeah, and it was very unlikely that he would even get back to the table in this frame. So he
Let's
really
see
does.
how he goes about this potential finish here.
He really does have to make good on this gift of an opportunity.
Let's see how Ketan plans. You know, his pattern play, Mishi, it's the one that's being put to the test.
Yes, he's obviously got to use that yellow that's near the center of the table to get onto that yellow near the cushion. So he's going to have to end up with the correct angle on the shot because the one red is blocking one of the natural paths to that yellow. And he even ended up a little bit shy of position on that shot into the center. He's just softly dropped that in. He's going to run through. Best option is to probably run through and then end up on that last yellow.
Very good cue action onto that ball, and the stroke was very much on point.
Yes, it was. And luckily this last yellow is not on the cushion. And he can probably, if he times the shot well, he can stun it into the pocket, get that white to slide over a little bit to his left, and then be able to pot the black into the left-hand center, which he's done very well. Ended up almost straight on the black, and he's finally on the board.
Yeah, good one. Just to keep the match being competitive, we've just seen our ref there in the form of Petunia Libang, and looking good for the finals here. She's involved in season 2 final, same as she did in season 1, closing off the show in style. You know, it's good that we have our ref not being on a number of mishaps there and there. You know, players with the pressure, they'll ask for more. You know, they'll put you under pressure. Yeah.
Oh, of course. I think Petunia's done such a great job. Also a great servant of the game.
All right. And this is what we've been doing on the socials. 235,000 viewers across season 1 and season 2. And we're edging closer to at least 1,000 regular followers on Facebook.
Yeah, and we will go from strength to strength. Hopefully tonight we'll have lots of people joining in for the finals night. I know it's been the talk of the South African pool community this whole week, and I'm sure the quality of the action will not disappoint.
Yes, tonight's match is a little bit more needle, you know, from the perspective that, you know, there's no room for error. This is not a league phase, but
No.
a knockout, yeah.
So the focus now shifts onto securing the match and not just making as many finishes as possible.
Yes. And now Nika, he's on the triangle of balls here. He needs to be able to make sure that he gets his stance inch perfect.
Yeah, not too many problems. I mean, that black still goes into 2 pockets near this top side of the table.
He missed his angle slightly.
Yeah, he's got a little bit hampered.
Yeah,
with
needed
his
to play
cueing.
stun, yeah. Plan B comes into effect now.
Yeah, I think he can just screw back this white And oh, that's not ideal. He didn't want to land.
Looks like he's got a Chinese snooker.
Yeah, he didn't want to land almost on top of that yellow as well. And that's why he's missed that pot there.
Yes.
So one or two missed opportunities, unforced errors creeping into Nico's game there. Just a tiny bit of emotion showing on his face now.
Yes, you know, on the back of the mind, the man is a defending champion, Mishi, and you know, now he knows that, you know, that title that he holds is now being put to the ultimate test.
Oh,
tonight.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And now the opportunities for players to slow the game down, snooker here and there, draw out of frame, is absolutely the right time to do that. And Ketan will be aiming to, with that notion, trying the jaw shot there. With that notion, Ketan will just be trying to shift the momentum ever so slightly in his favor. Now Nico hit that with a bit too much pace, a little bit more control, and he would definitely have made contact with that red. So 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ketan just got to be mindful of that shot clock. And now that red being quite close against the cushion there, Ketan has so much room to play with now. Can always perform another snooker, but all the yellows are open, so to build his confidence, he should probably be aiming for the kill in this frame.
I'm going to take this moment and tell you a little bit about our sponsors, that is Sombani Group of Companies. Sombani Group delivers integrated solutions in construction, industrial supplies, bulk water systems, IT, that is networking, cybersecurity, software, digital transformation, as well as security services. With expertise and reliability, we drive nationwide progress. That is the Sombani Group of Companies.
Just a quick mention as well on the stream. So we've got quite a few people joining us. So just a quick shout out. So Sia, Shirley, Ndumiso, Stephen Baloy. Thanks guys for joining the stream tonight. Always great to have you with us.
All right. These are the companies involved within the Sombani Group of Companies. They've got Mine Enviro. They've got Copper Sky Security that can help you out with guarding, access control, patrol services, CCTV and real-time surveillance, rapid and armed response. They also have AI-powered smart tools, event security, risk assessment and planning, as well as high-value asset protection.
So Ketan will want to just have a small angle on this yellow. Use the white to perhaps come off two cushions to get easy position on that black. Even one cushion will suffice.
Yeah. He's got an option, you know, but top spin is the right shot to land perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Landing perfectly, and more importantly, off the cushion.
He's got a little bit of a jack on his action, and yeah,
He's still
this one
fine.
can- Yeah.
If he was closer to the cushion, his cueing might have been more hampered. But he was sure to, well, he made sure that he landed off the cushion. I'm able to comfortably pot that black. And now the score being at 2-all with 26 minutes to go. Ketan is bound to be feeling a lot more settled in this match. So perhaps in these first 4 frames, We have seen a few nerves from both players, both of them making some uncharacteristic errors. I do feel, however, it's going to be the player who approaches the match with the least fear, with the most aggression, the most accuracy, the most confidence, is going to eventually take the title.
He's having an H2O moment here in a crucial frame where someone can take a lead, with 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a totally different story. He could have been 4-0 down, but luckily he took his opportunities now when it mattered. And now with an open table, Nikki will be eyeing this finish out. There's nothing obstructing his way. He's just got to be really sure of his position on this one yellow that's really close to the red. Yeah, perfect. He'll want to end up fairly straight on the yellow to the left pocket. He'll stun that one in. Land as straight as possible on that yellow that's in the middle of the table. Also possible to reroute. I don't know if that's like the best outcome. But now he's going to have to make a good positional shot on this yellow here. Has he snookered himself? It does appear that he can pot this yellow, a long pot, into this top left-hand side, which he does with relative ease. See, running a bit out of position seems to be no problem for Nikki. And now a fairly straightforward black into that bottom right-hand pocket. Just a reminder to our viewers that bonus points don't count extra. It's all about frame count or winning or having the highest amount of frames in these knockout rounds.
So yes, that's how the finish went about, that got Nico this frame here. Not scared to go for anything, Mishi, as you can see how he left himself on that key ball.
Yeah, he left himself in a little bit of a quandary there, but he backed himself, he backed his accuracy, and it paid off in the end.
Mishi, tell me about playing pool at this time of the season, how your body reacts to pool when you're in festive mode.
Well, I think pool is such a habit of these players on the table, and I dare say even you and I, that I think it's a lifelong skill, and it can be in the middle of the year, it can be at the end of the year. We can be tired from work, but something just keeps us fighting and keeps us motivated to improve all the time. So I don't think these players will be allowing themselves really to get into festive mode at this point, and their eyes are on the prize, as always.
Yes. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to support our growth. We are aiming for at least 1,000 subscribers. 50TS Season 2 League statistics. We've seen 544 frames played in 7 weeks, Mishi. 39 break-in finishes. Nsovo is the only player to go unbeaten in the league in Season 2.
It's interesting. Very interesting statistic.
Nico played 14 more frames than Nsovo and beat him by 1 point.
Yeah, and like just goes to show how this format, it challenges a different part of you and a different part of your game. And as we've mentioned before, these players now having to switch back into knockout mode. Oh, another crucial miss there from Nico.
Yeah, I wonder which Nsovo is going to arrive for the semi-final tonight, because we saw his opponent in the form of Llewellyn playing like a real panther last week.
No, Llewellyn did very well last week. But Nsovo is like also a bit of a silent assassin, if I can use the phrase. He's a perfectionist of the game. And second best or third best will definitely not be good enough for him. just a shout out as well, some more of our fellow viewers from the stream. So welcome Sean, as well as Anele, as well as Mr. Sooms, and of course Nerek. How can we forget you? So it's so great to see you guys all commentating on the stream.
So what's gonna be happening, Michi, is we're gonna see now the build up to. We're gonna see the build up to the second semi-final coming up shortly. So there we see Ketan trying to keep a tight rope on this particular frame here, but it's still looking like this can go either way, Michi.
Oh, indeed, and Ketan played, well, the only real option he had there was a safety to secure this frame. I think it's a bit of a dicey move to try and go for a low percentage finish there. But as we keep on saying, nothing you play against Nikki is ever completely safe.
Yes, definitely. But now it's a tight one because, it's edging neck on neck at this point in time. Those that are joining us tonight, good evening once again. Where are you watching from? Please let us know where you're watching from. Are you in South Africa? Are you in the UK? Are you in China, in Brazil, India, Scotland, New Zealand? Please let us know where you're watching from.
Oh, Nikki, a little bit unfortunate with that snooker.
All right, Ahmed Suleiman says, good evening, Prince and Michi. Looking forward to an awesome evening of pool again. That is Ahmed Suleiman.
All right, so Ketan now with the opportunity to level the scores.
All right, tonight the format is a straight race to 9 frames. Game on. No bonus points and 30-second shot clock.
As well as that 15-second extension as per normal. So Ketan doing the wise thing here, loosening up that problem set of balls. And now, as long as he keeps his nerve, a very, very pedestrian finish in store for him. It feels like there's a bit of a tussle of wills going on, maybe even that of nerves on the table right now.
All right, how do you think Nico and Ketan are playing tonight? A few nerves, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm sure our viewers will agree with that sentiment.
There we see Ketan trying to draw level. He's drawn level now at 3-all.
Yeah. It is nice to see that Ketan's horde of supporters are starting to show face. Even Shane Pillay in the house tonight. Shane, obviously, unfortunately, getting relegated to Division 1, but still showing up for his buddy. I'm sure Ketan appreciates that.
Daniel says it's definitely nerves taking over right now.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That ability to center oneself only in the present moment without worry for future outcomes of frames of matches, it's so much easier said than done. And I don't think anyone's really immune to it.
There we see the nervous looking Nico. He's never looked nervous from the beginning of the match, but
He
now
looked nervous earlier on. I think he's all right at the moment, but he showed a little bit of emotion earlier, walking away from one of the shots that he missed, which we haven't really seen much of this season.
Yes, the red next to the black. I wonder if that one can go cleanly to the top, because that is a key red, you know.
I mean, the pockets are fairly big, so I think it might. Ketan, unfortunately, not managing to develop that red any any further, and a sigh of exasperation.
We've just seen that entrance by Shane Pillay, the man that featured in this playoff last season, but unfortunately missed out this time around. Still a great player though.
Oh, absolutely, and it's really cool to see him showing up for his buddy. So Ketan having lots of support in his corner tonight, even Chantal coming along with.
All right, if you're a venue owner or if you play at a great club and you want to host an SPL division in season 3, get in touch. You can email us at info@superproleague.com for more information so that you can be able to get yourself an SPL pack that's got all the info.
Yeah, do get in touch. It's such a fun league to be involved in. Speaking from personal experience, it's just a different way you can develop your arsenal of weapons in the sport.
Yeah.
So do get involved.
This man has got, that ability of going for finishes out of note. You've just seen how he developed this particular ball.
Yeah.
Right here now.
I
Too
think-
many players will be thinking, shouldn't I?
Overthinking, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Nikki's ever really encountered a finish he wasn't prepared to take on.
And the man that's going to be featuring in semi-final 2, the Panther, has just entered the arena.
Yeah. Yeah, optimal position there. He's landed.
And it's slightly straight, but he can just afford to roll this.
I
so that he
yeah,
gets
I
much
don't know if
better
he's as straight
position.
as he wanted to be on that shot.
Yes.
So he's going to be really careful. He might even opt to run all the way, play a couple of cushions. Yeah.
The white.
Oh, but the white, where is that going?
That was a problem with
Unfortunate.
the Hunter said. If he just rolled it, because the black there was inviting for the corner pocket, so he could still roll
Yeah.
and end up with a long shot.
Well,
as compared to
I don't know, because he landed up on the wrong side
Yes.
a little bit,
Yeah.
and they forced him to go off the left-hand cushion. It would have been much easier to try and land on the other side
Yeah.
and land up so he can go off this left-hand cushion. So just slight misjudgment and 1 or 2 millimeters out of position, and then suddenly you find yourself with the very real possibility of trailing in the match.
And Ketan seems to be in his element.
Yeah, he's
tonight.
focused. He started off a bit shaky, but he's definitely in his groove.
Yes.
I wonder
Yeah.
if he's currently drawing on that inspiration or that strategy that he kept secret from us viewers.
Yeah, this is a once-off match, and once-off matches, you certainly need to arrive, and give your very best, in making sure that, you take advantage of the quarter chances.
Well, even like good chances like this, Ketan would be hard pressed to miss this opportunity. And Nico also had a very simple finish there, so he's not currently making the best use of all of his chances, but I think there's a little bit more in the story to unfold yet.
And guys, we've got Vicky Naidu watching from Auckland in New Zealand.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for joining us. What is it, so early in the morning?
Yes.
Your
And
side of the world.
anyone from East Africa watching, please let us know. That
Alright.
could be a key frame
Yep.
towards
And
the eventual outcome.
for the first time, Ketan now finds himself in the lead. Will he manage to capitalize on that? Perhaps insert a break and dish?
Yes, and Ntobo Matanzi has entered the arena, guys, so we're looking forward to watch him get into action in semi-final number 2. I'm sure he wants to really bring this one home. Only time will tell. So where to Guyane will be watching? Shawelo. you know. And let's get to see if he can be able to bring it home tonight for the multitudes of supporters that he's got. Yeah,
He will be doing the, what do they say, the Mazambane things.
yeah, he needs that the Mazambani finishes, you know. So every frame counts here.
Hey, dry break. What can Nikki do with this?
Nico is looking to be in a rather lukewarm, kind of state at this point in time because
A little.
the frames is given away.
Yeah, definitely not the standard that we've seen him play at during most of the season.
There we see Nico, the dive club, looks creative. Some of the sponsors involved with Super Pro League. There we can see the Uzukanye Foundation. We interviewed them right there last
Yeah.
week from Alex doing some
It was
great work.
really fun to interview them.
Yeah.
Such vibrant personalities, such altruistic, good humans doing things for their community. Nico, not impressed with that. You just saw him shaking his head there. Rightfully so. And that's a bad miss as well.
Yes.
He will be very frustrated with that.
Still a lot of work there. We can see some of the members of the crowd here coming here tonight to see who wants to take it home.
Yeah, who wants it more at this point?
Yeah. Let's get to see now Ketten with 8.5 minutes left, and I wonder what's going to be on his mind. Should I take it 30 seconds at a time? Should I
Yeah.
try and delay? You cannot delay it with a 30-second clock.
Yeah, you can't, but you can run it down as much as possible, just to put more pressure on the other player. Here, finish was on, but he's got like 2 sets of problem balls, which make the finish a bit more tricky. And we can see something going on there. Players just having a bit of a chat with the ref.
With the ref. It was a tight one, yeah. We're going to look at the replay there. It was a fair shot.
I think they were just discussing that,
It was
yeah.
a fair shot. We've seen the replay there.
Yeah.
He came out and potted.
Yeah.
Amazing shot.
Great shot from Nico. You can hear the approval from his mom in the crowd.
Oh, and he's blocked himself again.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit this with some pace.
He's got a
Coming off
pot.
2 cushions. Oh,
He needs a double now.
yeah. I reckon he could have perhaps used the pace of the table to break that out, but
This is
What
the
do I
Nico
know?
We know. the
Nico
fearless
does his own
player.
thing. Sometimes I find it hard to follow his narrative because he just is that attacking.
This is a daring finish.
Well, it's a
Yes.
great finish.
A daring finish it was, bringing the scores back
2 evens.
even Stevens, and with 6.5 minutes to go.
And that's
we
a
could be
statement.
seeing one last or 2 frames. I just can't tell.
I think this is going to be a decided frame here and now. Yeah, well, if Nicky gets the break, he might just go for the kill now. But if the break is dry and it isn't open, I think we'll see like a proper tactical frame.
The defending champion is being put in a bit of a pit right now,
I think he just dug himself out of a pit, to be fair.
Yeah.
He made a statement there saying, I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly, yeah. This could be the frame.
Now, is
that
it dry?
Gives us an indication of where this
It is
match
dry.
is going to.
Now, reds look
It
particularly
looks like a red
inviting.
party, yeah?
He just manages to pot this second red near the top of the table into the center. Probably his opening shot. Only thing is, there's a tiny little angle on it, so he might decide, use that extension.
He's asked for an extension.
Let's
Which has
just secure the color first.
Yes.
I actually remember that particular saying from
Yeah.
2018 in Bridlington, when Wetzi was commenting on one of his teammates, and they were, I don't know which country they were playing, and they missed their opening shot because they went for an audacious shot, and he's like, secure the color first,
Yes,
which is
I think.
what I think. What I think Ketan was doing there. That was his
Yes.
intention.
It's key. It's key to secure
Yeah.
the color. You know, sometimes you can have. You
Bit
know,
of a risky, yeah.
yeah.
But now he's run out of position because he didn't develop those two earlier. So it's a bit of a conundrum sometimes. It depends on where you're at in your own game, how confident you feel
Nico
to go
has
for
been
those.
left with an attacking
Mm,
position. Yeah. Something that he would revel at, you know.
yeah, and that Ketan knows that miss or that lack of position could literally cost him a few grand tonight.
The key ball for Nico, it's the yellow by the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's got an open pathway. He's got a little plant near the bottom of the table, which shouldn't give him too many issues. He's just navigating like where exactly he'd like to leave
This
the
is a
white
key
for that
shot, you
plant.
see.
Yeah,
Key
no,
shot.
it's a straightforward pot.
Yeah.
He's going to stun this center yellow into the bottom left-hand pocket.
We had Lucas being the dominating player here in season 1, and there we see Nico raising his hand.
Yeah, I mean, in season 1, Nicky had some really good matches, but he definitely didn't look, safety. He didn't look like the eventual winner. He just got better and better through the season. And I think he's
We
done the
could
same.
see from that view that, you know, the plant.
Yeah,
not look that
maybe
perfect,
earlier
so
on. Yeah, he's
should
trying to
have used
develop
that
it.
yellow ball to kiss off.
I don't know if the plant was on earlier. I was actually quite surprised he didn't go for it. But
Yes.
from our angle, maybe it wasn't as on as we thought it was. Oh, he needed a good pot there, but it's not over yet because now those yellows are a bit stuck.
Yes. He'll need to try and open them up.
Yeah, and there's not
And,
too many places to
keep the
hide
white,
as
yeah.
well with that white. So Keaton's still in with a bit of a chance in this frame.
Let's get to see what happens right here. This is a needle frame.
Oh, he's went for one of those audacious shots.
There we see
Didn't pay
Kitten
off.
on a platter that's been left for
Yeah,
him now.
it's all for the taking now. And we could very realistically see the defending knockout champion be dispatched.
Jeffrey says, strong comeback. Let's go, Kitten. Sully is back. All right, there we see Kitten going for it. He's got
He's just
three
got to hold his
balls to
nerve.
clean up to
He's-
get onto the black.
Yep, he's just got to hold his nerve. Now, just a quick note for our viewers. If we get to a situation where the match clock has run out and it is still sitting on an even score, then the players play that particular frame to its conclusion.
So, yes, a minute and a half left on the clock.
And here, Ketan would do well to use that shot clock to its full capacity.
Yes. And what a result this will be, you know, revenge served within a 7-day period.
Yeah, I think based on performance throughout the season, Nicky would have been the favourite at the start of this match. But Ketan has just shown his mettle tonight, that's for sure.
Yes. And we'll have a new player in the final.
Yeah, and also a new player to the Pro Division
Yeah.
in the final, which I think
Yeah.
is quite momentous.
There's a key shot.
Yeah,
Yes. What a shot.
beautiful.
What a shot.
And has Ketan now secured this match? By all accounts, it appears so.
Just has to avoid the in-off and he will have booked himself a place in the final.
Final. Oh, that
There
end
we
off was
go.
close.
And with that done, we are under 30 seconds left. So depending on how much
Yeah,
time.
not enough time to
Yes,
rack
so there
and
isn't
finish.
enough time. So
Right. Disappointing result for Nico. Prince is going to head on over into the arena and get their closing thoughts on the semi-final. Close match indeed.
all right, guys. All right, we've just seen a nail-biting finish here in the first of our semi-final for season 2, and our unlucky loser here is the man that is the league winner in the form of Nico. Nico, where did it all go wrong for you tonight?
I think I made too many unforced errors, snooker myself, leave myself a bit bad the whole time. I tried to play well, but unfortunately I couldn't.
You seemed a little bit nervous today, unlike seen in the 7 other weeks.
I was nervous, but the bad nervous, not the good nervous what you get, yeah.
Unlucky Nico, still congratulations for making it this far, and wish you the very best in season 3.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
With that being said, guys, we're now going to move over to the man that has just served himself a place in the final. Let's get to hear from Ketan Naidu. Kepi, good evening, and hope you're well. And just 7 days it took you to turn the scoreline around.
Yes, I think the last match I got a little bit unlucky, like I said before, but today I made sure, and the result came through.
The nerves, the build-up to this. I mean, you had the greater part of the support last week here, and you couldn't deliver your message to fans now that you're in the final.
I always say thank you so much to my fans. I really, they sent me a lot of WhatsApps today to say, come on, Ketan, on Facebook as well. And I've got some fans here as well. I just want to say I love you all and thank you, and just keep supporting me. Thank you so much. Also, my major sponsors, the Star Group Student Accommodation in Madrid and Dance Cafe Florida.
All right, we've heard from the man himself. He's in the final. He's not going to say much now, but he's going to take a much-needed break and come back to join us at 10 p.m. for the final. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. That was Ketan telling us that, he's going to be ready for the final. He's got enough time to break. We're building up. We're building up to the second semi-final. And with that build-up, you're going to be having my co-host, that is Mishi, taking you through to what the players have to say about the upcoming semi-final 2, that is Mtsovo up against Llewellyn.
Welcome back, folks. After that nail-biting first semi-final, of course, Ketten emerging victorious. But now, however, we're on to our second semi-final for the evening, and I have with me the Panther himself, Llewellyn Sedgwick, mentioning he's feeling a bit of nerves. How are you going to use that to channel into your performance tonight, sir?
Hi, I'm Michelle. Well, obviously, it's going to make me focus a little bit more, a little bit harder. So, yeah, just to make sure on every shot.
Is there a specific skill or skill set that you've been finding yourself working on during this season?
Queuing straight. I believe that if you're queuing well, the rest will follow. We know pattern plays, we know how to finish. But once you're queuing well, it kind of just builds the confidence, because firstly, you're not missing. So that's my biggest aim.
And on the mental side, anything you've been working on in preparation for tonight?
Yes, a lot of guys have messaged me. I know I'm a very animated character. So yeah, I have been working on that just to show less emotion and kind of channel it in the game.
Well, I know from all of us here, we absolutely enjoy that animation and emotion, so all the best for tonight.
Awesome, thank you, Michelle.
So you heard it from Llewellyn. Looking forward to his match, a little bit nervous, but hopefully he manages to capitalize on that. I'm now going to be joined by Nsovo, highly popular player all the way from Soweto, and he's making his way through his multitudes of fans as he comes through to join me now. Now, you couldn't be rude to his fans. Hello, Nsovo. Are you feeling nervous or calm tonight?
I'd be lying if I say that I'm not under pressure, but I'm a little bit calm, because obviously it's just going to be me playing pool, and that's what I enjoy doing, so yeah.
From what I gather about you as a player, you're somewhat of a perfectionist. Will that be your ally or your enemy tonight?
A bit of both, because when the time is running against you, you can't be a perfectionist, with the 30 seconds per shot time clock, it's going to be a test, but it's going to be a nice one, new one, interesting, so yeah.
I know you are an inspiration to so many from the south of Joburg. Is there anyone in particular, a mentor, a coach perhaps, who's had a great impact on you, and how?
So I was taught the game by the late legend, great Franz Mate, and everything that you see on the table is me paying tribute to him. He was honestly a lot better than what I was doing. So yeah, every time I'm on the table and I'm doing this, it actually reminds me of him, because he taught me from literally from zero, to where I'm at. So yeah.
Well, may he be smiling proudly down on you from heaven tonight. So all the best, and may the balls roll your way.
Hopefully he's watching me and, lets me win.
I'm sure.
Sure, thank you.
Right, quite a poignant interview there. Let's see how Nsovo manages to channel his urge for perfection tonight into his match. Over to the commentary now.
There we see the head-to-head between Nsovo and Llewellyn. Nsovo finished up number 2 in the lock. Llewellyn number 3. We could see 61, 69 frames played, and then the frames ratio very minimal, 60 and 54, 47 points and 45 points. So yeah, only 2 points and 2 frames separated the two players. Very little.
Yeah, they definitely seem, well, in this league anyway, that they're quite evenly matched. So a matter of temperament, of precision, is what I believe will separate them tonight.
Yeah, so as we starting over with semi-final number 2, it will be good to know that we're gonna have, that winner here being joining up Mishi, for a short stint here on commentary, that is in the form of Ketten, who will tell you guys can be able to have a straight chat with him on how he felt making it into this round. Now we are starting with a semi-final where we see the chest up from Llewellyn, so that should be indicating something.
Yeah, Llewellyn is definitely, he's nervy, as he was quite honest with me just before our interview as well, but he's pumped up. And that's by no means plastic energy. He's going to channel that will to win, that will to dominate on the table is always present in his game. So he'll be looking to put that into a laser focus tonight.
In terms of styles, what can you tell the viewers, Mishi, between Nsovo and Lou?
And Nsovo's got an extremely traditional style of play. Llewellyn has a bit more, he's got the fundamentals perfect as well, but or he does them very well, I should say. But I think in terms of flair, Llewellyn definitely has more flair, but Nsovo has more consistency.
All right, while we heading into the middle of frame number 1, Michelle will be giving you a whole lot of information about the SPL, from how to join to what the prize breakdown is.
Okay, so what are these players playing for tonight? And then I'll get into how to get involved. So first place tonight for the knockouts, they can receive a cool 10,000 Rand for their efforts for one evening's work. The finalist, the losing finalist, will get 4,000 Rand, and both losing semi-finalists will each walk home with a decent 2,000 Rand each. So last season, Nico ended up beating Nsovo in that final, and he got the 10,000, but he's just been knocked out, so we're going to have a brand new winner tonight. Nsovo was second. He'll be looking to improve on that tonight. He won 8,000 Rand last season. Llewellyn came third with 6,000 Rand, and Ketan with 3,000 Rand. So all to play for from our remaining 3 competitors left in the knockouts tonight. Then, how will you get involved? All right, so let's say you're watching from somewhere in Africa and you want the SPL to come to your area. Well, absolutely possible. You can WhatsApp Edward with obviously the South African dialing code, +27 67 355 2909. I'll repeat that, +27 67 355 2909. And then he will be able to send you an SPL information pack. So just so that you know the rundown of it, there's all sorts of qualification events as well. And there's up to 4 divisions below the pro division. And you work your way up through those divisions to earn your place, so to speak, in the prestigious pro division, which would be streamed weekly from your club. Usually each season would last about 8 weeks. And then you would have your knockout being your last evening of events as well. So many more seasons hopefully in store for all of you. Alright, so Nsovo controlling the cue ball quite nicely from the outset. And he looks to be making a very tidy finish and a bold opening statement in this match. France, Matty would obviously be very proud of that finish. Using the pace of the table really well to bring his white back for that last black. Right, so making a ball, a red on that break. It's not the best spread he could have hoped for. He's got a bit of a tester if he wants to take red. The long pot for the opening red would make things a little easier if he was going to go that route. Remember, they have a 30-second shot clock. 5 seconds left on the clock. He's not choosing not to use his extension. Oh, there we go. His extension going now. That was the testing opening pot I was referring to. Key thing here is, did he land on the red near the left-hand center pocket? Based on his reaction, doesn't look like it, does it?
Back again, yeah, Michi, and how's things looking like at this juncture?
Yeah, and Silver made a great opening finish. Managed to pot a red off the break now. Ran out of position fairly early on, so he's had to reroute with his reds. If he can sneak this bottom red past the yellow into that right-hand pocket, then he'll be set for a break. And well, he's got one to develop, but break and finish may be on the cards. But he does have one problem red to develop here, which may be using this center red now to develop. It's a bit of a fine cut.
The big question here will be how he ends up, upon. Yeah, that's why he decided to wait.
He did, but I don't know if that's his best option, because there's so many yellows that he can use, or Llewellyn can use, to develop that one little yellow that's trapped by the left-hand cushion. So I wonder.
Okay, the big question now is, who's your favorite to join Ketton in the final? We just saw a blockbuster of the first semi-final where Ketton eclipsed the defending champion in the form of Nico Erasmus to set himself a place in the final. Who will likely join him for the final, penciled for 10 p.m. tonight?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in less than 45 minutes.
All right, let's give you some information on the two players that are facing each other here, so that we get to know who is playing who and who wants it so much to book a place in the final. So here we go, Michi.
Okay, so Llewellyn, as you see on the table there, he finished third in the league. He didn't have that many wins to his name, but he did manage quite a few big scores that got him into that top four. And interestingly enough, his opponent now, he lost to Nsovo 6-4 in week 4. So he'll be having a score to settle.
The big question here is, how does Llewellyn edge himself? What a great angle.
Yeah,
Just
as I
come on to
mentioned,
you.
he had
Yeah.
options to develop that tracked yellow near the side cushion there. So I wasn't convinced that safety was, or a developing shot for Nsovo was the best route to go. Because knowing the flair that,
Wow, what a shot.
yeah, that Llewellyn has, he would fancy himself to make a finish from that point.
Yeah, we've just seen the man with the triple apple, that is now Nitai, in the venue here tonight to see how some of the guys are edging. We've also seen the great Denver Mahabir in the area, guys.
And Nsovo being punished for that miscalculation.
Yeah. So, level pegging.
Yeah, level. As I said, precision versus flair. It's going to be an interesting tussle to see which set of attributes dominates tonight.
All right, we're now going to tell you about our headline sponsor, that is the Sombani Group of Companies. Sombani Group of Companies delivers integrated solutions in construction, industrial supplies, bulk water systems, IT, that is networking, cybersecurity, software, digital transformation, and security services. With expertise and reliability, they help drive the nationwide progress.
So, dry break there. Some of that animation coming through from the Llewellyn side. But it's not completely open, so Nsovo will have some work to do here if he wants to secure a finish.
Yes, if you want to get in touch with the Sombani group of companies in order for them to be able to can give you their array of services, their offices in Gauteng, they are in Meyersdal, and you can reach them on the number +27 10 745 0477. If you are in the City of Roses, that is Bloemfontein, you can reach them at 8 Petra Street in Bayswater, Bloemfontein. And their number there is 051 004 0013. He also available in Cape Town. Those in Western Cape, you can also get in touch with the Sombani group of companies. They are based in Unit 5, Yeren Park, 19 Stella Road, Montague Gardens in Cape Town. And you can reach them on the number 051 004 0013.
So, and Silva also decided to play a containing shot in his opening campaign on this frame. But Llewellyn seems to be set on punishing him again for perhaps misjudging his skill set.
Right, New Dawn, one of the group of companies under the Sombani group of companies, give you industrial engineering, maintenance services, mining solutions, cloud migration and infrastructure, cybersecurity assessments and compliance. They can also help you with custom software development, automation. There we see that great view from the top, Mishi. Great view from the top.
Yeah, so wasn't happy with the position of his prior shot because this yellow is now kind of a no man's land, and having to develop that and the black at the same time is going to be massively challenging.
What a beautiful view from the top, guy. A bird's eye view.
So he's got an option to come. Okay, well, he played that faster than I could even suggest what he was going to do. But I felt like if he played it off that top cushion, he could have made it go off that one red and into the center pocket. That was an option.
All right. Please remember that we are bringing this action live from Billiard Cafe in Wessels Road in Rivonia, and Billiard Cafe has just opened up a new venue in Rand Park Ridge, which my co-host here managed to get a glimpse of it and also get to play a couple of shots on those tables in Rand Park Ridge. And over to Mishi to let you know what's the venue looking like.
The venue is incredible. I didn't only play a few shots, and a couple of hours went by playing on those beautiful new tables. They've got this, the color of the cloth is just like they play on at Worlds. Beautiful turquoise cloth. The balls run true. It's just, they're magic to play on. So if you haven't gone to go check it out, please do yourself a favor. And I just wanted to mention something that's actually, it's quite poignant really. In their sort of design of the club, they've even got a remembrance wall with all the names of people so well loved in our community that have passed on. They've graffitied their names onto the wall. So there's a lot of history with Billiards Cafe in its short tenure after opening up just after 2020. And it's quickly established itself as one of the main clubs in the whole of Gauteng, and with a very serious patronage of loyal customers who frequent its establishment. So please, in short, do yourself a favor and go and visit it.
All right, and so we're on a potential finish here, and he wants to edge a little bit closer to the finishing line and got to take it frame by frame here tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He ideally wanted to leave that red that he's just potted as his last ball because of where the black is situated, but he opted to use a bit of screw back, use the pace of the table. he's going to have to pot that red that he's aiming for now in the center, but his position is a little bit tricky, so you have to play through the ball nicely. And he's played a bit of sides on that to reduce
Very
the angle.
immaculate positional shot there by
Yeah.
Nsobo.
So now he's going to you can literally just pot the straight on, let the table do the work, let the cloth do the work, and land comfortably on the black. So, decent finish. In the lead again.
Please remember that Nsobo is a one player that finished the league round robin without losing a match.
Yeah, just shows how consistent he is, no matter what opponent that he faces. I mean, he did have 2 draws, but both of those draws, he still got 6 or 7 points.
All right, so that's the replay of how Nsobo etched himself, an extra point that takes him into the lead. What are your impressions of this matchup here? Who do you think's got the advantage, or who is likely to join Ketten in the final? Comments, guys? He's got a choice as to whether to go onto the reds or on the yellow.
Yeah, solid break.
And Michi, what I find sometimes is that, you get moments where you want to get a good break. But one thing that's like in your mind is, let me start by potting a ball first on the break.
Yeah.
That's the uppermost thing.
Yeah, that's the goal of the break. Also, there's a bit of luck involved as how open that break is going to be.
What a shot that was.
Yeah, the Reds were the most favourable in terms of layout, but he's had to take his medicine and go for the available shots. So doing some great positional work for these yellows. And I reckon, as per Nerek's request in the comments, that we might get our first break and finish for the evening. Definitely less break and finishes. Yeah.
Potential finish exists, Michi. The big question is, how is he keeping track of his wide ball?
Yeah, he's okay still. I mean, he's a little bit hampered in terms of his, going to have to lift his cue a little bit here. But definitely with the knockouts, players being a little bit more cautious how they handle frames, opting for a couple of safeties here and there. So we're bound to see less break and dishes here.
Just come to the end, it's not what he wanted.
No, I feel like he should have gone for that ball that he's just
Very
run
bold,
into. Yeah.
Very bold, yes.
Yeah, he's just wasted an opportunity there, if I'm honest. He can cut this one yellow into the center, and I think it sneaks by into the other pocket.
Then the only pockets open to him will then be the ones towards.
Yeah, I think he can pot it into this bottom right-hand side, but the cue ball's going to be running far.
Yes. This is a tight situation for Nsobo.
Yeah.
It's not going to be.
No, again, I don't think that was his best option. He kind of had to go for the fine cut into the center and then let the white ball run, because it's going to end up on the other side of the table, and then he would have a chance to pot that remaining yellow. But Llewellyn will pounce on this.
This is Llewellyn Sedgwick, sponsored by Print It ZA. He's really done his sponsors, actually put them in a very proud position to
Absolutely.
be associated with a player that makes it into the top 4 of this prestigious league.
And just like Ketten, he's also a new player into the pro division. So really nice to see them doing so well. And he was scrunching his face in terms of where he landed up with the white, but he's proving he can make a plan as well. Containing
Yes,
shot for who? Yeah, he landed up perfectly for that right-hand red. And he just wants to make sure he reduces the angle in the second last red. Played really well there. Now he doesn't want to land completely straight on his last red. He's going to have to use, by all accounts, he should use at least one cushion to get position on the black. But he might be able to stun this across. Yeah, he can do that. Has he landed up far enough? Maybe. Oh, that's a fine
What
cut.
a bit straight on that red.
Perhaps if he had played a lot of drawback off of that left-hand cushion, he would have ended up in a slightly better position. He's left himself awkward here.
And just a reminder, Llewellyn is a player that uses a hard tip. So
You could hear it there.
yeah, so a hard tip will always restrict you when it comes to setting shots.
Yeah. I mean, each player plays with what they're comfortable. And Llewellyn looks like he's trying to contain his emotions there, as he was speaking about in his interview. He will not be impressed with that. I felt like he could actually cut that in. I think he should have gone for the cut into the
Anyone
center.
in Cape Town watching? Anyone in Giyani, Soweto, Shawelo? Who's watching these matchups here tonight, guys? Very good landing. Is he going to go corner or is he going to go center? The jury is out.
I would think center. Easier to roll it in.
Yes, and that takes Nsobo into a 3-1 lead. Little bit of room now.
A little bit of breathing room, but there's still half an hour to go.
Yeah.
So this match is by no means concluded at this point.
And Llewellyn hardly ever misses doubles. No?
Well, the draws on this table are a little bit tricky. And you have to play it with finesse and the right pace. I still think he was better served going for the center.
So as things stand out, guys, we've got a new winner, Bekoning.
Guaranteed
Tonight.
new winner. Decent break there.
He's breaking very well tonight.
Yeah, he's
Nsobo.
breaking well, and he's got an opener on the red, and the red that's tied up a little bit on that left-hand cushion is still all right because he can still cut that in if he gets the right angle on it. So no problems really. He's gonna
Is he going to
play
get
it
that
now.
position? Yes,
Yeah, he
dream
will.
position.
Yeah. He's got to be careful where he lands up for his next shot on the red. He's got this grouping of reds in the center, and I think one of them only goes in the left-hand side. So he's going to want to come off the cushion. You don't want to ricochet into that yellow because you're going to very quickly be out of position thereafter. So he played that nicely.
Yes.
Now he's on that red to the left-hand center. Would have liked to been a bit straighter on it, but again, has to make peace with what is left with.
Yeah, we're seeing the aerial view of the table here, and he's got to be able to deal with the two reds here.
If he goes
missing one.
topspin, he'll run into that one red. Yep, nudging it closer to the center for an easier pot there, but the white was traveling, so he had to sacrifice position just a little bit. But he's
He
still
does have
on one
a
of these
very
reds.
clear shot.
He's on
into the
either of these
center
reds,
one.
yes. I think he's going to cut this one, though, into the top left. Yeah. Right shot. And now he can stun this one a little. Even if it nudges very gently into the black, he's still safe.
Yeah. And it's a little bit of left hand side, even if you're next to black. Slightly.
Yeah. He wanted to nick it. I think he's safe. He just gave us a bit
Did
of a
he
smile
just
there.
get the dream kiss on it here?
I think he's safe.
Yeah, we
I think
see
you
him.
heard
He
us
knows
laughing.
it worked out perfect. A Houdini type of landing.
Yeah, he got very lucky there. And a decent finish, rewarded for his efforts in the end.
One of the greatest players ever to grace a pool table in South Africa in the form of League Zulu used to revel at this type of positional shots.
Yeah, we have a legacy of amazing pool players. It's just a pity that more of them haven't shone on an international stage when we have the talent.
And as we're watching this matchup here, I would like to tell you guys that the man that brought Tsobo Matonzi into the game of pool, the late Franz Mate, he's smiling in heaven watching his boy, you know, getting
For
into
sure.
business end of tournaments and showcasing his skill right here on live television pool. That is the Super Pro League. If you are a venue owner or if you play at a great club and you want to host an SPL division in season 3, get in touch. You can email us at info@superproleague.com. Remember that in season 2 in the league, the prize pot went as follows. Nico came out first and took home 10,000 rand, yes. And then we got Ntsobo taking 8,000 rand, Llewellyn on 6,000, and then Ketten winning 3,000 rand. So at this juncture, we're going to be joined by the finalist in the form of Ketten. That's going to be joining Mishi right here on commentary as a lead up and a build up to the final. So the man might be taking care of who his likely opponent is going to be. He'll be joining you shortly, taking over from me to be joined with Mishi right here.
Yeah, and I think Ketten's going to have a good opportunity here to do a bit of analysis and research on his potential opponent. What do you think?
I think here, it's, the way it's looking forward to Silver, most probably will be Silver, because the time is ticking down. It's 23 minutes. Not
Yeah.
that Llewellyn cannot come out. He can. He's got all the skills and potential to do so. But the way this table is also, is one yellow.
One problem yellow, yeah.
There's one problem yellow there, so that might be.
Yeah, it feels like if you try and, especially when the one yellow is so far in the pocket there, if you try and force position to try and break open that remaining yellow, it feels like the white skids too much on the cloth as well. He's made a decent effort, but not rewarded. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that could be like a frame saver, and if you get a foot back in the door, who knows what could happen in the remaining time. If you were to play, let's say Llewellyn reached the final, what sort of strategy do you think you would have in place for a player with his type of flair for the game?
Llewellyn is a great player, phenomenal. I think the strategy will be not to miss, capitalize on all his mistakes, and make sure you don't miss because he can finish from anywhere, and he's got he's also a game maker. So let's hope to soon.
Maybe he's hearing you. He was like trying to take you out before he reaches the final. I see him trying to manage his emotions there. Is that something that you would use to your advantage, do you think? Because he's quite like, how shall we say, passionate.
Yes, he is very passionate. I think we're all passionate, but I think the key in any sport is to have that BMT.
Yeah.
Match temperament. Keep it cool, keep it simple, and make sure.
Yeah. And I'm interested to hear your view on Nsovo. Like, how do you rate or analyze his mental approach to the game.
Very solid. So as you can see, he definitely made sure as well. He got Llewellyn's ball and forced Llewellyn to open his other red.
Yeah.
So right now it's all for the taking. If he finishes this and makes it 5-1, Llewellyn's going to be so deep under pressure
Yeah.
to try and win all frames.
Yeah.
Because he has to win 4 to tie before the time runs out.
Yeah, and then they would have to play the remaining frame still as kind of like a tiebreaker, so to speak.
Also a very clever player.
Yes.
And he'll make sure that after this frame, there's very little time to get you.
Yeah.
So I think also when I'm playing it so I just need to use that intelligence as well, my intelligence, my skills and tactics.
Yeah.
Play a bit of mind games.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't seem to be easily shook. He just carries on about his business as per usual. He kind of walks around the table nonchalantly, but inside, like, you know, he's a perfectionist. And if he starts missing, you're going to kind of like work on that irritation that he's missing. But it doesn't look like he's missing too much tonight, so that might be a tall order.
This time he's making sure. If you look at the expression on Llewellyn's face, it tells you all.
It's almost like he's having a bit of a war with his emotions inside. He's like trying to contain them as opposed to using them to his advantage. That's just my read of it.
I think that frame when he had the last ball and the black in the center,
Yeah,
he didn't draw it back
enough.
so well.
Yeah,
Empty space, they didn't hit the bush anywhere in this corner. You would have had a setup. So
yeah,
that's the thing with Llewellyn. As soon as he plays a bad shot, he's very temperamental. So that might affect his game.
yeah. I reckon. I mean, he usually uses the nerves like to his advantage, and it like kind of like hones in and helps him to have like a tunnel focus. But it can be a bit of an enemy for him as well. So it almost looks like he's trying to just like reset there. Being kept in his chair, that's all you can do at this point with an opponent like Nsolva, who you know is going to make a finish given one opportunity. Coming into your first season, who did you think was going to end up in the top 4?
The surprise was Shane. I definitely
Yeah,
pick up in the top 4. He just had 2 matches that was quite bad.
yeah,
So and that just at this level, you can't even afford to have one match.
yeah. I mean, like you can lose one match and end up like 4th, like almost out of the semi-finals completely. It's the players who take the opportunities and who make those finishes when it counts at the end of the day.
What do you think about, let me pick your brain, shall we?
Yep.
You've been commentating for season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying this XPL? How's it being a commentator?
It's awesome and infuriating at the same time because I want to be out there playing. So now I'll work my way up through the divisions, don't you worry. But it does give you a different perspective when you're speaking to so many different players and you're seeing everyone's views from the feed and you're watching the players. You've got a clear view of their emotions and their reactions all the time. So I've learned a lot from you guys, I'll put it that way. And I've also learned how to find really cool questions to put you on the spot. I quite enjoy making you guys squirm a little bit on occasion. But yeah, it's a great experience. It's just another way you can give back to the sport, and like at the end of the day, that's important as well. Yeah, a bit of a gift. Yeah, those reds are. Yeah, I mean, he's 5-1 down, 15 minutes to go. He's all but out of contention. And
I think if Nsolva wins this
Writing's on the wall. Yeah. And he's just cueing really well as well. So.
I think also if you 5-1 up or you 4-1 up, even your confidence level, you've got no stress in the world.
Yeah, you're going for your shots.
Going for your shots, you're making sure you're playing consistent. It's the pressure's on the other person.
Absolutely. And you almost when you're in such a commanding lead, you with each frame you want to see what is possible in your skill set. So you start challenging yourself. And because you're confident, you're pulling off those shots that you would usually be way more conservative about if you were tied or down in a match.
And watching the first match, now that you'll drop the time to 30 seconds, it made massive differences.
Not the time. I feel like the occasions made the difference. So that you guys are less less inclined to go for dramatic finishes. You're being a bit more conservative with going for safeties when you need to. But I think the time is actually maybe in your favor. I mean, most players, they don't use their 45 seconds anyway. They're kind of just going in about 25 seconds a shot. So I don't think it's really impacting too much. Did you feel impacted?
Not much. I think only after the break, because after the break you're working on your patterns. So
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time. But when you're going down and you're playing your shots, the 30 seconds is not so,
It's enough.
so bad.
Yeah.
It is enough. And I mean, it just depends on the finish as well. If the finish is easy, you don't even need 30 seconds.
No, you don't. No.
But also what breaks was unlucky. He broke 4 times, nothing fell. I broke, I think 4 times, only once, or 5 times. I think once we were both up. So
Yeah. So you're under pressure with that. Yeah.
it was a bit of a more pressurized. We obviously like breaks open, and so that we can have a first shot and start to open up balls and go for breaks and finishes.
Yeah.
Look at the score here now, 6-1. That's a good start.
Yep. Such a commanding lead. Yeah.
For Lou to come back to this game.
Yeah.
I would like to see his responses. He saw this break as well. Let's see if he drops a ball.
Yeah.
If he drops a ball, that's going to run on the clock.
Well, it's been so cool chatting to chatting to Ketan, and his insights are like so valuable. Prince is going to rejoin us on the commentary, and I'm sure Ketan's going to need a smoke break and maybe a bit of a drinks break as he prepares for his final. So all the best in your final, and we'll chat to you again before your match.
Thank you so much. So we're starting at 10 minutes.
Yes.
A small 30-minute break.
Yeah. So go and refresh. Likewise. Welcome back, Prince.
Pleasure was to have our finalists tonight joining you here on commentary, Michi, and what an awesome moment this has been. Chatting to Ketan, what have you made of your moments with Ketan on commentary?
Yeah, I mean, he's such an experienced player, and so he reads the game extremely well. And what I did find is he's able to size up his opponents, his competitors very well. So there's definitely an impressive EQ, an IQ, EQ when it comes to pool, because like the mental side of the game is like so important. So he often employs that in his own strategies when he's playing league or overseas tournaments or in the SPL as well. So interesting to pick his brain about his views there. Really cool. Oh yeah. He knows how to play big matches. He also knows how to take everything in his stride. He's very good at resetting. He's very good at not sweating the small stuff, so to speak. And that's quite a valuable mental approach, psychological approach to have with matches like this.
The canon seems to be slightly out, so now he's got to change his game plan here in terms of.
But he'll be going for it. Like as I thought the shot that he was going to play, he played it. I mean, he's so confident right now. So he's not afraid to go for anything. I mean, like, why would you be? You've got like a 5-frame lead with 10 minutes down. You want to put on a bit of a show, and that's what he's doing. Perfect position. Can use the cushion.
Round the yellow again.
I think he can actually play just off the cushion where he's pointing now. He's just going to go topspin, roll it off, and then he's going to leave a straight pot, maybe with a little bit of distance, but
I wonder what's going through.
oh, he's going to do your shot. Oh, he decided to use a little bit of sides, a little bit of bottom, coming closer to the black.
Yeah, I wonder what's going through Ntobo's mind at this point in time, you know, seeing the potential here that he is like minutes away
Yeah,
from victory.
I don't think he's got many thoughts of the future or the past going through his mind right now. He's fully in the present. His focus is, how am I going to win the next frame? What am I going to do on the next shot? Where do I want my white exactly? We see,
There's
as you see,
Llewellyn's
Llewellyn's
stat there.
stats.
He finished on 45 points, 6 break-in finishes. He was ranked number 3, and yeah,
Yeah, and I know Llewellyn will be like desperately disappointed right now, but it's his first season of SPL, and I don't think he should be. It's so difficult to say this to a pool player, but I don't think he should be so hard on himself.
we
A
do
semi-finalist?
apologize for the break-in audio there, guys. Yeah.
Semi-finals, a little paycheck, not bad for a season's work for his first season.
All right, Michi. As we're edging closer to, we are like, 8.5 minutes to starting to prepare for the final, which the final is going to be at 10 p.m.
Yeah, and that if this match is anything to go by, and the way Ketan played, especially as the match progressed in the previous semi-final, it's going to be a really cool final to watch.
Nooks
Shout out
Creative.
To
yeah.
Nooks, yes. Thanks as always so much for your valuable sponsorship, and not obviously to leave out any of our other awesome sponsors, which we've been mentioning.
Yes, leaders in brand management and concept design, that is Nooks Creative.
Yeah, I just want to comment quickly on some of, and interact
Okay.
with some of our viewers. Spood Lala, another awesome personality in South Africa Q Sport. It's true, this format is cruel, and Llewellyn is just being glued to his seat because Nsolva is just controlling the table with breaks and finishes.
Someone predicted a landslide victory for Ntobo.
Yeah, and it looks like they were correct in their prediction. Yeah, 3 apples going on 4. Let's see if Nsolvo can continue the streak that he's on. Yeah, definitely in the zone, Eric, I agree.
All right, let's get to see some of the comments here coming from those that are following on the
Already
stream.
missed.
And
No. Let's, yeah, lots of comments coming through, lots of people joining in. Thanks so much, guys, for viewing. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook. So please do join in. Please share our stream as well.
so there's an interesting comment here from Sayedlada saying, you know, Ntobo is in such great mood, you know, that he's actually saying this is a type of game where you're not being given an opportunity to just try and bend and get onto the table, you know. So
And also, just having said that, when you are back on the table, your rhythm is completely disrupted. and now you must like make an impressive finish again. So it's so difficult when you've been confined to your chair for like 20 minutes or so. Momentum is just not on your side, is it?
All right, Narek says, Mishi, I told you that my horse will deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an Nsovo of old. Well, he's not old, but the way we saw him play as under 23 level, men's level at nationals. Oh, you're lucky that one potted, but lack of position, great position on that last red.
What a finish this turns out to be. Said Dada, back from Egypt with love.
Yeah, making short work of this finish. There's a question coming through from Hope Setwaba, also a player that's frequented Billiards Cafe a lot. How do we get involved? Well, Hope, there's quite a few divisions. So Billiards Cafe every couple of weeks or every couple of months they host knockout, well, relegation and promotion leagues, usually every weekend. And then you get a chance or an opportunity to work your way up through Division 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you have to be in Division 1, make it to the top 3 of that division to be promoted to this league. So, get in touch with us at superproleague.com, chat to one of the organizers. You can chat to Ed Hall, you can chat to Rick Skunlank as well. About how you can get involved. Please do come and join us. We'd love to see you playing at our next weekend event.
All right, before we prepare for the post-match interviews with the guys, we're going to take you through tonight's prize pot. In first place, it's going to be 10,000 rand to the winner. In second place, 4,000 rand, and the two losing semi-finalists take home 2,000 rand each. We're coming to you live from Billiard Cafe. Your playground awaits. We've got a venue in Rivonia where we're broadcasting from, and we've got Billiard Cafe 2.0 at Rand Park Ridge.
Yeah, affectionately known as the OG and 2.0 Billiard Cafe, becoming a bit of a franchise in its own right. Oh, that's a good shot from Llewellyn. Won't be enough.
Would this be, say, looking at the top view here, this is a performance to forget from
Yeah, it really
Llewellyn.
hasn't been Llewellyn's night.
Yeah.
I think Nsovo's been in devastating form, to be honest. And once or twice, Llewellyn, I think his emotions did get the better of him. A little bit unfortunate. We know what he's capable of. We know he's going to be back next season with a point to prove, and I know he's going to improve on this result. You'll probably see him in the final next season.
Nishi, the one thing you cannot control as a pool player is your destiny in terms of a night where you want to be on form or off form.
Yeah. You've got to save your best performances for times like these. And Nsovo's definitely doing that. I mean, he's been in some good form during the season, but tonight he's doing something special. Well, actually, he's actually just showing the simplicity of the game.
Yes.
And he's making it look easy.
Yes. That yellow there by the center pocket, it's a key ball, but he's got this 2 here on his right-hand side to negotiate. That
He's
will
got a
set
little
him up
angle
here.
there, so you can end up on the left-hand side. It does depend on where the position is for his second last ball, because he can either pot this center yellow, like in that left-hand center, or he could take it up to the bottom left-hand pocket, but he's choosing to get it out the way now, using the speed of the table well, and he's got a straightforward pot into this top left-hand corner, one on the right, and then the black.
Big question, Mishi. What do you think is going through Ketten's mind? He was here with you on commentary, watching this flawless performance by Nsovo.
I think there's 2 words going through his mind. Game on. And with 40 seconds on the clock. And Sovo with the winning black to make it 9-1.
And that becomes the final frame.
What a performance by Nsovo.
Nsobo's just booked himself a place in the final up against Ketten, and that's coming up at 10. So that's going to give Mishi a little bit of a break and joining us back at 10.
To the fans, everybody that supported me watching, thank you guys, thanks a lot. And obviously my sponsor who made this all possible, Printed Zere, for all your printing needs, thank you.
Okay, Llewellyn, I'm sure you're looking forward to a great season 3 coming up.
Oh well, first a break for the festive, and then I think in January we can start working on season 3.
Thank you and congratulations. All right. All right, and we're going to use this moment now to be able to speak to the victorious Nsobo Matonsi, who has just booked himself a place in the final. Let's get to hear from Nsobo. Nsobo, another great evening. Last year, there was a lot of talk that, you seem to get off the boil when it matters the most. Do you think you're finally getting it right?
First of all, for this match, I did get it right, and hopefully for the finals, I do get it right as well. But as I mentioned earlier, it's more of me playing the game and enjoying the game, and that's what I'm doing at this point. And that's when you see all those finishes, and it's because I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
You are going into a flawless run now, like the great Arsenal team that went 49 games unbeaten. What's in store that we can look forward to for the final tonight?
First of all, I'm a Liverpool supporter, and we haven't been having a good run. But you know what? I haven't won any title here so far in the SPL, and that obviously has had me be in a little bit of under pressure. But I just had to put that at the back of my head and just play the game, and that's what I'm looking to do in the finals. Just get there, play the game, enjoy the game. When the title comes, it comes.
Best of luck for the final. Get a much needed break, and we reconvene after the final. All right, joined here by Mishi again. Mishi, an evening of jaw-dropping pool, and with the final coming up in a couple of minutes, what has been your highlights?
Well, I think this performance by Nsovo was particularly impressive, and I think we've actually had both ends of the spectrum in our matches tonight. We had such a close, tight match between Ketten and Nikki earlier, which was down to such fine margins, with Ketten just pushing through at the end. And then to come to a match like this, where there was just almost like a landslide victory, where most would have predicted a slightly closer scoreline. And it just ended up on who was able to control the table, control their emotions, get a psychological hold on the match. And Nsovo was able to do that and therefore come out with a victory.
Unlucky for Nico and Llewellyn, but only two could make it into the final.
There's a winner and a loser to every match, and someone's always got to lose, unfortunately. But having said that, they still walk away with 2,000 Rand. And as I said earlier, Llewellyn is still, for his first season, ended up in the semi-final. So you should take some positives away from that.
All right, without much further ado, we're going to be starting to build up to the final. That's going to be at 10 p.m. tonight, and telling all the viewers across the globe that please fix the time to be on your phone, on your tablet, on your TV for this mouth-watering final at 10. Let's look at Nsovo's stats here before we...
So with that impressive performance, he managed to up his tally to 10 break and finishes, and his win percentage rate went up quite a bit as well, 61%. So looking like a favorite for the final, I think. If we looked at Llewellyn, he didn't manage to improve his break and finishes, and he ended up in the third position overall.
All right, we'll look at Kitten's stats, coming up in a short while. But, we could see that tonight, generally, Kitten did his utmost best into trying to raise his breaking, which was a key arsenal in his performance tonight in making it into the final.
I think so, and that was part of his strategy, but even more so was his mental preparation. And I think both of our finalists have shown how important the mental side, the psychological side of the game are. Everyone can play and make a finish. Everyone has great cue, adapt prowess and a skill set that otherwise they wouldn't be playing in this league. But it comes down to who has a mental fortitude.
All right, there's Kitten's stats that you can take us through, Misha.
Right, so Kitten finished up on 6 break and finishes before reaching the final with his frame percentage win rate at 57%. He was ranked number 4, but he finds himself now in the remaining 2.
All right, so yes, coming up next, that is Nsovo up against Kitten. We can be able to see that match is coming up a little bit later at 10 p.m. tonight. Stay tuned and join us again at 10 p.m. And with that, I can say myself and Mishi are ready to give you this blockbuster in commentary.
See you in a while.